All right, we are back. We've got one guest here in this program, In Game Live Game Day here, but we're going to keep him around for a couple of segments, and we are excited to have him. He is a regular on Sports Rage. We are hanging out in Gabe's time slot here this week, George Kurtz and I. We have Mick Aussie joining us on Twitter at Mick Aussie. That is MYK Aussie. Make sure you check that out. Mick, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. No dog days of summer when you're following the CFL and the cricket and the Aussie football and NFL starting too. The training camp's starting. So, yeah, love it, mate. Good time of year, summertime here in Canada.
I know we're going to get into, CFL, maybe AFL, who knows what else. But since you brought up the NFL, training camps are underway. Anything that has caught your eye here very early in camp? Any of these stories that actually mean anything to you from a betting perspective?
Oh, well, one thing is Von Miller, didn't he sign at the Washington Commanders? Now, I'm a massive Broncos fan, so I really hope they do well. We have a defense. Alex Singleton should be back from injury, and he played down the road here at Calgary. He's a very good linebacker, formerly with the Eagles, now at the Broncos. So, yeah, we're looking good, the Broncos, and just hope Bo Nix can have a good second year because he's got some players around him. We need to improve at running back, though, definitely there. So hopefully Broncos and Sean Payton can challenge the Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes, who I like. But, yeah, he's got a bit arrogant too, hasn't he?
He has gotten a bit arrogant. No, he definitely has gotten a bit arrogant. Either people complain that he might be a little soft in the middle there, a little soft. Maybe he has to really work that off during training camp here. Either way, though, I'm not going to be teasing Pat Mahomes there. But I do like the Broncos, Mick. That defense, if it's not the best in the NFL, it's top 3, top 5. That'll keep you in a lot of games there. And you said it, if Bo Nix can make that next step here, they're going to be a dangerous team there. They will be. Anyway, though, I felt bad all week, though, because we haven't talked much CFL. All right, we did have the Bono on last night to get through a couple of games here. I know the Alouettes and Stampeders are playing now. It's 21-17 there. Stampeders lead about 6 minutes now left in the fourth quarter. How about the game tomorrow between the Elks and the Rough Riders? What do you got for us?
Oh, mate, we've got the Elks jersey on. We've had a few very rough years. Terrible. We need a win. They've made a change at quarterback, and I hate that word quarterback controversy. It gives me shivers. You don't say that for a wide receiver or a running back. It's a quarterback change. It's a competition. That drives me nuts, that word. So Trey Ford is out and Cody Fajardo is back in. He's won a Grey Cup before, so let's hope the Edmonton Elks can be competitive against the Riders out there in Saskatchewan. I think the Riders will win, but I like the Elks to get within 9 to 9.5, which is the spread.
Why don't we look ahead to the weekend? There's a game on Saturday between Winnipeg and Toronto, and I'll ask you the same question that I asked our guest Ian Cameron last night. Any reason to not invest in the Blue Bombers -5.5?
Oh, no, I like it. I like it by -5.5. Look, there's too many quarterback injuries. Chad Kelly from the Argos, the nephew of Jim Kelly, gets himself in a bit of trouble, but he's a good player. He's still out injured. Something's going on there. Bit suspicious, but I hope he comes back because the reigning Grey Cup champs, the Argos, are going really bad. Now, with the Bombers, their main quarterback, Zach Collaros, is out, and you might know this guy from the NFL. He bounced around a bit. He played at the Cardinals and the Jets. Chris Streveler, big, strong fella. He's starting, so I think he'll get it done, and he'll lead the Bombers to a win out there in Winnipeg. Winterpeg, we call it. God, it gets cold in the winter out there, mate.
Gets cold in winter everywhere. That's why being in the Northeast here, I love football, right? We all love football, but I don't want football to come, the NFL, because I don't want to freeze. I'm tired of freezing. I'm done. That being said, our last game of the CFL, I like warm weather. I like being able to go outside and not go, do I need a hat, gloves, 3 layers? What do I need here? Last game of the CFL week, Hamilton versus Gabe's BC Lions. I believe Gabe said he wanted to go to the game, but probably wasn't going to make it there. What you got? The Ticats over Lions.
Yeah, toughest one of the weekend. The Tiger Cats started bad, but they've come good. Long-time CFL quarterback Bo Levi Jeans Mitchell playing very well. And he's got a star receiver, Kenny Lawler, who I just read he went to University of California and got drafted by the Seahawks. He's a superstar. Those two are going very well. Look, I'd like to pick the BC Lions at home under the dome with Nathan Rourke, the quarterback. He bounced around the NFL as well. He's very good. I think Tiger Cats on the +3 is the bet there, and probably the over. I think that could be a high-scoring game.
Mick, as we look ahead to, there are futures, obviously, whatever book you want to use. I'll pull up FanDuel here for the Grey Cup winner, and I know we've got some time before that rolls around. There are only right now a few teams that you can just rule out. Toronto, Ottawa, apologies, Edmonton, but top of the board, everything is so close. Montreal, Calgary, Saskatchewan, all very similar, basically the same odds as people can see on their screens. Then you get Hamilton at 5-1, Winnipeg, essentially the same thing. Where do you begin when it comes to deciding who or even multiple teams to potentially consider investing in?
Yeah, look, it's very interesting because of those quarterback injuries. Now, the backups are better now than they used to be 30 years ago when I got here, but quarterback injuries, tough. But the only thing I really don't like about the CFL is 6 of the 9 teams make the playoffs. So you can be average during the year, sneak into the playoffs and make a run. And it's happened before. 2 teams were 8-10 during the year and won the Grey Cup. I'll go back to my original pick. I think it will be Bombers and Alouettes are the 2 best teams overall. Calgary's going along nicely. I don't trust them. I think they might falter. And the Riders are looking good as well. But I'm still thinking Bombers and Montreal for the Grey Cup.
Very nice. We're going to wait from CFL for a moment here. You mentioned the Aussie Football League. You're wearing the hat here. We have a game starting, in about 5.5 hours, if my math is correct here, and who knows if it is or not. Sending the Bulldogs here. What we got going on there, Mick?
Oh, look, the AFL, there's 18 teams, and last year with only a week or 2 left, 12 teams could have made the finals where there's 8 teams. This year, bit one-sided. 9 teams can make it, so there's going to be 1 miss out. Bulldogs will beat the Bombers and probably win well, but they might be the team to miss the final 8. They got a bit of a tough draw. But I like some money line multis this week, so I'm confident in going 8 out of 9 on the money line this week with some very one-sided games, unfortunately.
George, your math pretty much spot on. About 6 hours away, shortly after that first game you were just talking about, we got the Giants and Sydney. What's the right way to go here?
Oh, look, it's the battle of the 2 Sydney teams, Greater Western Sydney, out inland of Sydney. Sydney Swans have been very good. They got too many injuries. Giants have got 3 very good players back. Look, it could be close. Swans probably won't make the finals. I like the Giants to win, but could be very close, like I said.
Mick, we got a little less than a minute for the last game that's going to happen tomorrow in the AFL. A little less than 24 hours away here. Don't need math for that one. Gold Coast and Brisbane. What's going on?
Yeah, look, another battle of the 2 Queensland teams. So there's all these state rivalries this week. Brisbane Lions, reigning premiers. Suns will make the 8 for the first time ever this year. They should take the Lions as the safe bet, probably on the minus, but it could be close. So Suns are going nicely, but we smashed them last week. The Adelaide Crows, my team, beat them easily.
We will keep Mick Aussie around with us, getting to some more NFL on the other side. Maybe some other things. We'll see what comes up, right? I mean, this guy's going to be prepared clearly for anything that we can throw at him. All the CFL talk, the AFL talk. Who knows what's coming next? Hang with us. In-game live game day continues on the grid. Back with Mick Aussie hanging out here with us and talking through really all football, all the football, except for football, right? We haven't done any soccer, but we've done football as it is, known in the States, in Canada, in Australia, you name it. So let's continue on here, Mick, but let's take it back to the NFL. Popular topic over the last couple of days here on Sports Grid, whatever the show, definitely shows I've been involved in. Aaron Rodgers as he has arrived at camp and taken part in his first training camp practice with the Steelers, and just what this Pittsburgh team is going to be. We all know in that AFC North, the Ravens, the Super Bowl favorites, to win the whole thing, to win the conference, to win the division, favorites. Expectations are very high around John Harbaugh's squad. Obviously, returning the basically everybody in terms of starters, but Lamar Jackson, the runner-up for MVP, Derrick Henry, who was otherworldly in his debut there with the Ravens last year. Behind them, what is the defense in particular going to look like for the Bengals? We know what that offense is, led by Burrow and Chase and Higgins and so forth. I think a lot of people, I'm on the list, expect to bounce back out of Cincinnati after last year's disappointment. I don't know where Pittsburgh necessarily fits in. This is not a team that I have high expectations for. Tomlin, historically, it's always a winning season or 500. 500's out the window now. He'd have to go 9-8, but historically, he always does. I'm not sure that, hooking your chain up to Aaron Rodgers in a swan song season at 41 years old or whatever he is going to get him there. But what do you think?
Oh, well, for a start, I can't stand the Steelers. Hope Scotty Farrell's not listening. I've never liked them. Dirty, rotten Steelers, I call them. So I actually hope them and the Cleveland Browns don't win a game, either team. They're a disgrace as well. The Cleveland Browns, what a terrible name and what a terrible team. Look, the Ravens will win that division, I would think, but I hope the Bengals do. I like Burrows. He's a smooth-looking dude, but he's tough, mate. He's one of the best quarterbacks, without doubt. Aaron Rodgers, I used to stick up for him for years. Even against Gabe, they'd say, oh, no. I said, look, they only gave him one wide receiver for years. They should have given him two, but he's just turned into a bit of a queer weirdo lately the last 4 or 5 years. So, nah, not keen. Hope Steelers come equal bottom with the Browns.
Aaron Rodgers has gone up the deep end as far as I'm concerned here. I don't know what happened with him. Mr. Conspiracy Theory nut, too. That being said, let's, during the break, one of the producers, I believe it was Steve, who told me that he thinks the Cowboys could have a better record than the Commanders. And then Patrick Forrester thinks that the Cowboys can beat the Eagles in week 1. Not so sure I believe in either one of those, but let's talk about the NFC East. No one's won that division in back-to-back years in about 20 years, since I think it's 03, 04, maybe 04, 05. But it's been about 20 years here. Do you give any team other than the Eagles a chance to win that division this season?
I actually hope the Cowboys win. Some years I like them, some years I don't. But lately I've liked the Cowboys. I'm a fan of Dak Prescott. I really am. But the trouble is, we all know Jerry Jones needs to just sit up in his box and shut up and not control the team. Everyone knows that. They're all rock stars down there, so that's their letdown. Not enough discipline, too much of the good life. Commanders are looking good though too, and the Giants, I hope they come bottom. I'm not a fan of the Giants. I've always liked the Jets over the Giants, so I think Commanders will probably win it. Sorry, the Eagles will probably win it, of course, and then hopefully the Cowboys do well as well.
Do you have a favorite NFL future right now?
A future? Yeah, Broncos to win the Super Bowl. There you go.
But things must be going well for Bo Nix hanging out after spending a week with Drew Brees, right? You're all the way in.
Yeah. Nah, look, I'm just glad they've got a team again after that disgraceful trade for Russell Wilson. I mean, that put us back, didn't it? At least a few years, and Sean Payton's done well rebuilding, getting the good players in, but yeah, what a mess that was. And then for us to be paying him while he's playing at the dirty, rotten Steelers last year, that made me sick. Absolutely sick to the stomach that we were paying like 90% of his salary last year.
I'm not going to be able to get dirty, rotten Steelers out of my head, by the way. It's going to be there. Oh, it's all going to call them now for like the next month. A dirty, rotten Steelers. Denver, by the way, for those who are wondering, you play Tennessee week 1. That's got to be a W. At Indianapolis, who the hell knows? Daniel Jones, Richardson. That's a mess there. Chargers. It's an interesting opening schedule. You do get Philadelphia week 5 here. I think Denver's a playoff team. I love their defense there. I do. I don't know how much further they can go for that, but I don't think Kansas City doesn't run away with this division anymore. I think they still might be the best team, but I think Denver's catching up on them. I think the Chargers are catching up on them. Raiders feels probably still a work in progress there. Do you think, honestly, here, let's get fandom out of the way here. Do you think Denver can give Kansas City, or the Chargers, by the way, can give Kansas City a run for that division?
Oh, probably not, but I hope so. Oh, look, KC, Mahomes is such a star, isn't he? And he's just brilliant. He's clever. He's everything, and he hardly ever gets injured. So I think we can probably get within a couple of games and get that wild card. But then again, Chargers, like I'm the same with Cowboys. Some years I hate the Chargers, other years I don't mind them. I used to know Darren Bennett, the Aussie punter there, of course, for the Chargers. But their coach is great. I like their quarterback, so I don't dislike the Chargers like I used to. So I think it'd be Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. That would be the order.
Between the questionable head coaching efficiency of Mike McDaniel in Miami and the drama here with Tyreek Hill not really being on the same page of his teammates just yet in terms of the trust factor after the way last year ended, how bad is this going to get in Miami, you think?
Miami's a bit like the Cowboys, aren't they? They got the good life and all the babes and the sun and all the money and stuff and the boats and everything down there. Oh, look, I love Tyreek Hill, but I used to like their coach. But, yeah, he's lost a bit of control there. They should be better than they am, the Miami Dolphins.
Should be. I mean, it says something when you're positioned third in the division, the odds makers, behind the Patriots, the rebuilding Pats, Drake May, Mike Vrabel and company. Mick Aussie, get him on Twitter, at Mick Aussie. Check out MickAussie.tv as well. You can see it there on the wall behind him. Mick, thank you so much, sir.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
I sit with my team that is absolutely, stench. And then I watch the world champs suck this bad. I enjoy every second of it. I hope they lose every night. And, I'm really used to losing. It's been going on for 55 years. So I don't want to hear it about your problems with that cushy Dodger ownership group.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Thanks again to Mick Aussie. Always a treat when he drops by, obviously. He is a regular on Sports Rage, so make sure you check him out with Gabe Morency once Gabe's obviously back from touring with the band from his vacation. George Kurtz, Adam Kaufman, we got you tomorrow night as well. Got you a few more minutes tonight. We've been spending some time here, George, on and off, looking toward tomorrow on the diamond. By the way, the Mariners now leading 3-2 in LA, and the Angels are threatening trying to even up this game. As a Mariners backer, I hope they don't. I understand as an Angels backer, you're on the other side. I had a boost on FanDuel that I got earlier today. It was going to expire in a couple hours. Going to use it, obviously. 3-leg parlay or 3+ leg parlay, any sport, 30% boost. Here's what I decided to do with it, knowing that, again, I can't wait for news tomorrow because I've only got, a couple more hours. So Milwaukee Brewers money line, which I know we're in agreement on. Cubs money line, I know we're in agreement on. And then 2 others. Neither of those is the Texas Rangers. Because even though I do believe Nate Eovaldi